everyone can't be a good teacher, right? You might be a good learner, but sometimes you cannot be a good teacher. In my university life, I met my life partner as well. Your story, my story, and true story. Trending movie was Titanic. Hope you remember, right? Might have heard of the Titanic, right?
Yes.
So then what we did was, we printed some wall hangers and bookmarks and everything, right? And we started selling those things during on our way to the university and back home. We were selling everything on trade. No one else in the world knows about yourself than you know about you.
Welcome to the second episode of Light of FMF, the latest initiative of FMF Media of University of Colombo. I'm Venuri Vijayasuriya, the host for today's session. Taking a unique approach to this interview series, we intend to bring out interesting and untold success stories of our very own senior lecturers, the pride of the Faculty of Management and Finance. This series is entirely dedicated to have a little hearty talk with the superheroes of our faculty. The guest speaker of the day is one of the finest diamonds of the Faculty of Management and Finance of University of Colombo. At present, he is the head of International Business Department and a member of the Executive Board of the South Asian chapter of the Academy of International Business. He is none other than Dr. Sajitha Dishanka. Today, you are a successful personality, but I'm quite sure that there should be a story behind this success. So, could you please let us know how your career journey has been so far and what are your current engagements?
Okay. When we now in my journey, actually, the whole story is quite long, like everyone's stories. But let me just leave it to a certain important points or some turning points in my life. Right? Genuinely speaking, actually, I'm not that much. True. I have achieved something in my life at the moment, but to be honest, I'm not an achievement-oriented individual. That means, don't misunderstand. I have achievements, and I go for achievements, but it's not my whole life. The achievements, because why I'm saying that thing is because I don't want to narrow down the achievements in life. There are multiple dimensions in achievement. So therefore, this is what I mean by this not one particular dimensional oriented person. I'm not that one dimensional achievement oriented person. Sometimes I'm prioritizing different achievements in my life. For example, sometimes I give up some of my achievements or my goals in front of me on behalf of another thing. So it might be a kind of personal. For example, I might give up my career opportunity or career achievement sometimes for the sake of my personal things, like maybe my family issues or family sake. So therefore, that is I wanted to give a very brief introduction about my character. So if I go back to my past, actually the turning points in my life, I think, started with my advanced level, like many of us, right? So to be honest, again, like my mother, she was a teacher. So she wanted me to do for advanced level either mathematics or science. I still remember that one. But the thing is, I was really good in mathematics. But the thing is, I don't know what happened to me. Like, I was really weak in science, right? In grade 10 and grade 11, I was very weak. So but I started liking this commerce. So that is how I got into this commerce stream. And again, I had the dream of getting this university entrance, that's true. But it was not that much, it was not that much into my mind, but I worked hard. Because I have my own way of doing things. Like, for example, in studying, so it might give a certain, sometimes I don't get again misunderstanding, because it's my nature, because everything is based on the way you do it, because you have your own characteristics, your own way of doing things. So now in my case, actually, I'm thinking of like taking everything in a simple way. So therefore, even the advanced level, I didn't take in as a kind of a hard goal, hard achievement. I just did it. But I had that thing in my mind to get this university entrance. Finally, I achieved that goal. So I entered this university. I got the opportunity to come to this prestigious university, as you all, University of Colombo. So that happened to be again another turning point, because it changed my life. Yeah, that's true. It changed my life. So then I started studying, like, that time actually it's a Bachelor of Commerce. Now that degree program is not here in our faculty. It is Bachelor of Commerce, BCom degree. So I enrolled in that program. And another thing, actually, I have to, I think, mention that thing as well. In my university life, I met my life partner as well. Right? Why I'm sharing this thing now? Because she happened to be a kind of an influencer for me in my achievements, right? So therefore, then I achieved a certain level. But the thing is, I don't regret. But I think something I missed, that is the first class. I got a second upper, but I missed the first class. But I don't regret. But I think that I could have done it. I could have done it. It might be sometimes that my character, like I told you earlier, I was not taking everything hard. Right? I was not taking things seriously, and I'm not trying to achieve that one and focusing on that thing. So it might be one thing. So therefore, however, I ended up with this second class upper division degree. So that was the maybe at the end of one chapter, right? So then the next thing is actually designing your life. So like everyone else who graduate, so I had the dream of getting employed, right? So there I started applying to different jobs, in different areas, because the thing is, our degree is not a specialized degree. Specialized in the sense, like, not in one area. It's a commerce degree, so therefore I was applying to different degrees, went to different interviews, and you know the result, right? Different things, they say that, okay, we will inform you, and so on and so forth. And then I think I was applying and waiting for a job for around, if it is not mistaken, around maybe 5 or 6 months. So then little bit, kind of a disappointment was there. I had a certain disappointment. Okay, got a degree like this, but not getting a job, right? Applying. So then disappointment, like as usual. So then one of my friend, actually my batchmate, schoolmate. He was running a certain business. IT business, IT firm, small firm, very small firm, and like kind of IT classes. Those days, like I'm referring to these 2001, right? So then he asked me, right, okay, why don't you join with me? He's running the business with very few staff members, 3 or 4 staff members, and having these, very small group classes, like 4 or 5 students in one program, right? And different very low level, minor level business. So then he asked me, okay, why don't you join with me? Let's do this thing. Let's try to bring it up and to a certain level, because that was the time this IT sector actually was emerging, not like these days, right? Okay. So therefore, I thought, okay, fine. Rather than, okay, I was keep applying to jobs, and then I agreed. Okay. So one thing actually he told me, still I remember that thing. I didn't ask how much you are going to pay me, right? But he told me that, okay, I'll be paying you this much. That is actually, I can share it, like that time it was 4,500 rupees per month, right? 4,500, but that time it kind of was significant amount, but not the market level for a graduate. But I know that that is his capacity that he can do for me. Then I told him, no, it's okay, fine. It's okay, fine. And then I joined with him. And yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how much I'm paid. It doesn't matter with whom I'm working, maybe a friend, but I realized that, no, this is my job. So then I fully devoted to that thing and worked hard. And to be honest, like even I remember, even after my resignation from that firm, he was like sharing with his workers that the other workers, newcomers, that he's missing me, right? So he missed a good employee, something like that. So because I worked in that way, sometimes we feel like, okay, this is a small amount I'm getting, this is my friend's place, so then it's okay, fine. But I didn't take it in that way, because I felt like, no, this is my job now. This is my job, first job, right? So then I worked there for around 1 year, right? 1 year. When I was working there, actually I didn't have even that time, even though it's like, okay, I had got some increments as well, right? So when I was working, actually I didn't have any mind of even leaving out, right? That much. So then suddenly I got this letter from the University of Faculty that they are going to recruit temporary assistant lecturers. So then I thought, okay, fine, I should apply, because I'm really interested in teaching. Even during my undergraduate career, I was like doing this, the A-level, advanced level classes, individual classes and all. So then I thought, right, better to go with that thing, because I told my friend, is it okay because it's just an interview first. So he told me, okay, fine, it's okay, go ahead. But he told me that definitely you will get it. But, he had that kind of confidence. He told me that you will get it, but I will miss you. Anyway, please go ahead. It's your own development. So that is how I started the thing, and just if I add a little bit more, because that was a temporary position actually, because it is not that the permanent position is not guaranteed in the university, in the faculty. It was just 6 months contract. So then after round and again extension of another 6 months after 1 year time, so permanent card positions were advertised. So it was a new thing. Again, we had to, actually there were a few others in the faculty, my batchmates. So we applied then. So finally we got the opportunity to join the permanent cadre of the faculty. And that is how things started. And from that point onward, I think all other things as per the requirement of my career, my job here, I achieved. But like I said earlier, all this achievement, I feel like a balanced achievement. Balanced achievement with everything, because that is why sometimes when I'm going for, let's say, for example, just maybe doing masters or going for PhD or something, I'm thinking, okay, what my marginal benefit and marginal cost is. For example, okay, when I was thinking of my PhD after my master's MBA I did here in the faculty, then I was thinking for my PhD, when I was thinking to go abroad or not, because all are going abroad to get these PhDs. So then I thought that, okay, because that time, so I was married and then had 2 kids. So then I was thinking, I discussed with my wife, she was also my batchmate, like I said earlier, and whether it's okay to go. Like, can I go now? Is it the right time for me to go? Because kids are schooling, they have just started schooling. So then actually, that is the way actually things were balanced in that way. But I didn't decide to go first, and I started my PhD here because that is what I told you earlier. Sometimes I get more value by going abroad, but then I analyze the situation and then cost and benefit analysis, and finally I started my PhD here. But later on, that things got changed. So finally I just got another opportunity to get my PhD in Japan. And then even in that case, we were struggling a little bit in my personal life, how to manage things with my wife, how can she manage things with the kids. So that is how things started, like how things managed, how I achieved the things, right? A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things, but it takes time, more time. Okay, anyway, that's the way I achieved most of the important things. Yeah.
It was really impressive. And okay, so lecturing is an art. A good lecturer is an artist who understands the art. So what inspired you to become a good lecturer, and what were the hardships you faced during this journey?
Yeah, well, now this is something I believe, this is my personal opinion. Everyone can't be a good teacher, right? You might be a good learner, but sometimes you cannot be a good teacher. Why? The teaching is not just delivering something. It's not like even in other activities, other businesses, other jobs, right? When you're dealing with other people, you can't consider it as just you're delivering something or a certain object. So it's something, you're dealing with people, sometimes you're dealing with emotions. Important thing is you need to understand the other person's requirement or other person's level. That is what always, sometimes in my lectures, most of the time I'm sharing this thing, your story, my story, and true story. So we have our stories, right? But the thing is, when it comes to this teaching part, I think we have to understand the other story as well. Your students. So sometimes you might be trying to, deliver it is like, just you teach. You come up with your stuff and then you just teach. But sometimes you don't understand the other one. Whether this other person understands what you teach, and whether the way that person perceived it, I think that is really important. So therefore, I believe in teaching, you have to have some kind of skills, very specific skills, not just the subject knowledge, not just the subject. Yeah, it's a must. We know that the knowledge is a must, but the other thing is that skill and also the attitude. These ASA things, right? These three things. Because the attitude is something you need to understand the other person. You have to have a certain attitude. Now, for example, to be honest, again, I'm sharing this thing. I did all my 4 years degree in Sinhala medium. Right? That those days we had all these three medium, right? Sinhala, English, and Tamil. So I did everything, all 4 years in Sinhala medium. One thing is because I thought of like, English is something else. That's true. I have to improve that thing. But my intention was just the degree, right? To get that degree. That is why I thought of that. My mother tongue is the best thing. So therefore I should go it in that way. So that is what. Even now I have that that attitude, because some of our students are there, right? We want them to. Now their programs are in English. I know that. But I know that there are some students those who are really facing difficulties in this issue. So therefore, my point is, I'm not saying that therefore we have to bring this English again or these other languages again. No. But the thing is, you have to understand that thing. That is one important thing. You should not do your role. You should not play your role. You should not do the teaching. Right? So therefore, you have to deal with them, and you have to understand them, and you have to let them perceive what you teach. So therefore, that is what now in teaching, I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm always doing my teaching in a very relaxed manner, right? I'm taking it seriously, but the thing is, when I'm dealing with the students, sometimes the way I behave in the class will make the students more comfortable. So therefore, sometimes I'm tough, right? In some cases, that's true. But the thing is, you have to be like, for example, being friendly with students. Sometimes, okay, doing some kind of jokes or something, right? Okay, just that will make it easy. That will bring the students sometimes into a comfort zone. Always things are not, you can't do everything in the comfort, being in the comfort zone. That's true. But the thing is, when the things getting harder and harder, I think I should try to bring the other person into this comfort zone. So therefore, I felt like, okay, I have that skill, right? I'm not trying to put myself up, but I felt like, okay, from my early beginning, I had it. I don't know how I got it. Sometimes I don't know whether it's from heredity. My mother was also a teacher, right? I had that thing, and that is why I started loving this teaching. Even during my university undergraduate career, I was doing these classes and everything. So therefore, that is what, even after this, like, okay, for example, during beginning of my career, university career, we were not that much highly paid, right? Our salary levels were not that much satisfactory. So even during that period, we had some opportunities. Some of our colleagues left this academic career and joined the industry due to this disappointment in this kind of payments and all. But even in that case, like, okay, even I had opportunities. I thought, no, this is my life actually. So I should be with this thing. This is where I'm really good at. Right? I don't know. I'm saying I'm good at, but I don't know. It should be evaluated by the students, you all, right? So that is what I thought, that, okay, this should be my career path. So that is what I feel like, okay, the importance of being a teacher and how it should be.
With that, we have now come to the most exciting part of Light of FMF. It's time to talk about some stories from the good old days. So let's move on. As an undergraduate of our very own faculty, you must be able to recall so many memories related to love, friends, rags, sports, clubs, so on. Will you share with us some of these memories during university life?
Definitely, Andrew. Yeah, I'm allowed to share all these things, right? Because always I want to be like really open in all these things. Yeah, it was remarkable, this experience I had during this undergraduate career in this faculty, right? Few things are there. Actually, many things are there, but I will just try to abstract everything, right? Again, if I think I told you earlier, like, okay, I'm someone really playful, right? I'm not taking everything in a very serious way, because that is my way of doing things. Like, try to be relaxed in everything and taking everything in a simple way, right? Even now, that is what my wife says, that, okay, you are taking everything in a simple way, right? Okay, even when dealing with my children, right? She says that, okay, you have to be a little bit hard. You are a father. Right? But the thing is, now during my academic this undergraduate life career, yeah, engaged in almost all these things what you said, right? One thing I would say that actually during our times we had more freedom than that you have now, I feel, right? Why? Because the thing is, now you have all these semester thing systems and more exams, more assignments, and all these things. I know that how
Yes.
tough the system is now, right? It's a big challenge. I understand honestly. That is why always I'm thinking, and even I discussed with my colleagues in the faculty, my batchmates, right? During that day, actually, we didn't have the semester system. We have this annual system, right? All 1 year, and just maybe 6 subjects, 7 subjects per year. And it was so relaxing, actually, right? So relaxing. So therefore, we had more time to spend or participate in different activities. like you said, did all these things. If I start with like, I think I shared it, my love, my career, my personal life, my life partner. I met her here, right? So enjoyed my life in that way, right? So the other one is like being with my friends and participating in even the ragging thing. So don't take it in a negative way, right? But the thing is like, because that's a part of, not kind of, this inhuman or this kind of, the kind of very rude kind of ragging. No, we didn't have such things, but very funny things, right? To socialize and get involved with the others. So those kind of things were there. We got into that ragging, right? And even I did participate in those kind of ragging activities, but don't like narrowly define or misinterpret that the word ragging, right? Okay. So we participated in all these things, did everything at the right time, right? Participating in those activities, like maybe the social and everything, right? I remember still one thing, right? When we were organizing this, the social, right? The welcome, that freshers welcome for our freshers. So we had the problem of this funding problem. We had a huge issue of funding, this the souvenirs there and advertising and all. We tried to get advertisements and everything, but still, little bit behind our budgeted things, right? So then I remember, actually those days, like I was traveling, I was coming from Gampaha, right? So there was a group, we had a group from Gampaha. So we traveled by train. So what we did was, those days, the famous, there was a trending movie was Titanic. Hope you remember, right? You might have heard of the Titanic, right?
Yes.
So then what we did was, we printed some wall hangers and bookmarks and everything, right? And we started selling those things during our, like, on our way to the university and back home. We were selling everything on train, right? So it was office trains, right? The peak hours, right, in the morning, and very crowded trains, right? Sometimes people are, are blaming us, right? So all of us we were selling, right, bookmarks and all these wall hangers and those kind of things, right? We did, and even like when there's a kind of funeral or something, right? We participate, and sometimes it happened to be a kind of a picnic for us, right? Others, right? So enjoy the life in that way, actually. Because the thing is, I know that even you are doing it, but sometimes now the thing is, you might not have that much of time to engage in those things due to this active workload. But I should say one thing, so you have to find your time, because life is, we need to live your life to the fullest, right? That is what I told you earlier, right? Not just this one thing, the balancing. So therefore, all these things, even the sports things, right? Sports things, and I'm a music lover, right? A music lover. I remember another thing, right? Many things are there. Actually, I think after my O levels, we had a small music group, Western music group in my area, right? Not university. So I was playing the lead guitar. I was a lead guitarist. Still, I'm playing, right? So then I remember that I think that was the first ever faculty music band we created. I think that was the first time, right? So we had when we were in third year, we had a musical show. We organized a certain musical show, our batch, and the whole all community was there, right? And that in our faculty there's a open area. We had that musical show. Again, that was somewhere in 2000, right? I think it was the first time. Now I know that we have a faculty, a well advanced, very nice, well developed, improved music bands are there now. I know that thing. But I think that was the time, because we could identify different talented individuals from our batches, from different batches, and we created. So I was playing guitar as usual, and drummers, organist, and everyone we identified, and then we practiced outside. We didn't have those kind of instruments, and then we organized a musical show as well in the faculty. So that's the thing, and even the sports activities, right? So we engaged in those things, but again, I'm like a good cricketer, but the thing is, I miss those things in my times, like to do it in a formal way due to various things. We'll share it maybe later, right? This experience, right?
Okay, so I feel like those days are really interesting than ours.
Of course, Henry. Yeah.
Sir, everyone won't get the opportunity to become a lecturer of their very own faculty. But, sir, you have embraced it. So, how have you felt this transition from a student of Faculty of Management and Finance to a lecturer of the Faculty of Management and Finance?
Yes, Henry. Now it is kind of how to say it? Yeah, it's a big achievement. Transition, yeah, there was a certain how to say it, like if I go back to that earlier thing that I told you, that my academic life and my teaching orientation, because I felt that I have that skill and that kind of the knowledge is something very general, but the skill and also the attitudes, I had that thing towards this one. So even during my undergraduate career, actually I didn't have that kind of objective, or even I didn't think of getting into this academic career. No, I didn't have that thing, nothing at all, right? So I just did my degree and learned these all the things, like I said earlier. But getting into this position, now I feel, I mean, after got into this level, I felt like it's a kind of a big achievement, even though I didn't have that dream in the past, right? Why? The thing is, this academic life now, a university academic's role is not just teaching, right? It's not just teaching, it's multi-dimensional role we have. So therefore, I thought that later, after getting into this one and after identifying the role of an academic, I thought that, okay, I can do a remarkable contribution for the development of these systems. Sometimes another person in another industry, I'm not underestimating, everyone has a certain contribution to the economic and social systems. But I think academics, because our role moves to different dimensions. One is the teaching part, another one is this kind of administration things, and another one is this research. Importantly, the research. Research is the main thing for development. The development is there only with this research and development. So therefore, then I identified this is the role. So it's a kind of tripartite thing, right? Not just teaching. So earlier, what I thought is like, okay, when I was an undergraduate, when our lecturers are teaching us, then what I thought is, okay, it's just teaching, just another teacher like a school teacher, right? But I'm not again underestimating the school teacher's role, no. But the thing is, then I realized after got into this level, it's multidimensional. So sometimes, you know that we have some kind of norms in our job. So when you are getting into the seniority, step by step, your teaching load will come down, right? And your research requirement, research component improves, or your expectation in terms of research goes up, teaching expectation goes down. So that is the thing. That is how it moves. So therefore, you can contribute to these economic and social systems in many ways. So then I thought that, okay, is this something really, really value-adding and really interesting even for me. So that is what I thought, like, okay, it's a remarkable thing that in any other job I thought I can't do this contribution to the society, but I can now. For example, in other maybe, like for example, this headship maybe, right? Maybe other like memberships and other positions that I hold in other societies and other associations. Through those things, I'm contributing, and even through my research, bringing new knowledge to this academia. So therefore, it's a remarkable thing. So you should actually, kind of an advice, maybe if you are willing to get into this academia, I think you have to have that orientation, that multidimensional orientation. So it's not just teaching, right? So you have to have all these things. So therefore, that is what I feel now. I'm really satisfied in all these 3 roles that I'm playing now at the moment.
Since most of our viewers are undergraduates, I believe that this would be a very valuable piece of information to share. Sir, what was the biggest life lesson that you learned from your 20s?
The life lesson I learned from?
20s. Your 20s.
I think the lesson is there are many things, but I would say that I feel like it's my marriage, right? Because sometimes for someone else it might be a different thing, but I think that is what the lesson that I learned, because it's the beginning of a new life, right? And sometimes that when you are a bachelor or a spinster, right, your life is a different thing with some kind of maybe freedom. I don't say that, okay, once you got married, you don't have the freedom, right? You'll be jailed, no. But I think I became a certain matured person, a matured individual with that thing. So actually, I got married in my early 20s. To be honest, if I share, I married, we married when we were in our 3rd year during our undergraduate career, right? That is how we started. So therefore, I think that was the main lesson, right? That I learned, and that is how we, from that point onward, we started designing our life, right? It was not always a heaven, right? Life is not always a heaven, right? It's not with full of, that fantasies and everything. No, kind of like, ups and downs are there, hardships are. So with that beginning of our marriage life, we face some kind of hardships. Sometimes that is the life that we were expecting earlier is not actually the life after the marriage, right? But we learned, both of us together learned this thing, and everything we designed accordingly then, right? We designed with all these things, and I think that gave me a big lesson, right, in my life to design, and even that I think might be a certain driving force. I feel like that for all my achievements in career and personal life at this time.
With that, we have come to the final question of the interview. Sir, what would be your concluding advice to all our viewers and for anyone who is looking up to you?
Right. If I target these undergraduates, like you said, I think even from the things that I shared earlier, you might have you can understand actually what kind of person I am. So what I would like to tell you is, first thing is, like I said earlier, that your story, my story, and true story. Right? I'm always repeating this thing. I keep saying this one. Why? Because that is that much important. No one else in the world knows about yourself than you know about you. So therefore, what everyone should do is, you can get information from others, but you should not take decision from others. I feel like sometimes in the new generation, I feel like they are decision takers, not decision makers. So therefore, I don't think that, okay, that's a good thing. That will sometimes put your life into a certain, put into hell, right? It it will be quite disastrous, destructive. So therefore, important thing is you're the person who knows about you. You know your story. Sometimes students come and ask from us, okay, what should I do next? Or maybe, for example, okay, what should be the specialization next? Or what's the program if I like, for example, a postgraduate program, right? What kind of program is good and what country is good for higher education? So different things they ask, but I don't like to give that decision. So therefore, what I tell you is, don't take decision from others, because what I am telling you is my story. Now, I got my PhD in Japan, and someone asked, okay, what's the best country to get a PhD? If I say that, okay, it's Japan, that is my story, right? So therefore, you should not get that thing, but you can take it as an information. Take it as an information. So don't take my decision. You have to make your decision, because you're the one who knows about your story very well. So therefore, sometimes it might be a kind of a wrong decision. Finally, you will realize that, okay, after taking that decision, you're facing some kind of problems, right? Then you get disappointed. Oh, I took this wrong decision, right? But you should get disappointed if you fail after taking someone else's decision. But if you fail in the first attempt after making your own decision, no, you should not regret. Now, that is what I told you earlier. Even we got married, my wife and myself, we got married when we were in the undergraduate level, right? Even we remember that our parents asked, what you're going to do? We asked, right? Right? This is what we happen to face, right? Are you crazy? Both of our parents asked that thing. Are you crazy? We told that, okay, it's fine. Like, okay, we can design our life now from this point onward, right? So then we started, right? Yeah, everything happened like in a nice way with their blessings, our parents' blessings, and everything happened later. But then when we started our life, like, individually, separately, we started facing those hardships, right? Started facing those kind of hardship difficulties we started facing. But to be honest, it was really tasty. We enjoyed those hardships. Why? Because that is our decision. No one is responsible for anything. That's our decision. So we designed. So therefore, it's nothing to worry. We didn't regret, right? Then we designed our life step by step. Became now actually we both of us are really satisfied with our level. Like I told you earlier, achievements. That's true, achievements. But both the things like personal achievements and career achievements, everything. But like I said, not so quickly, but slowly and steadily. So therefore, my advice to undergraduates is, now, as an undergraduate or as a graduate, important thing is being an independent individual, someone with a backbone. So this is what I tell my two children. Now, my daughter is also now, she's awaiting the university entrance. She did her advanced level, and my son is also he's also doing advanced level these days, right? So therefore, even what I tell my two children is the same thing. Yeah, I'm happy with your achievements. I'm really happy with your achievements, right? But the thing is, you have to be independent. But you should not destroy your values and your qualities. If you destroy all these things and whatever your achievement, it's nothing for two of us, your parents. So therefore, try to be an independent individual. Try to be within the value system, right? We can achieve anything or things by destroying or bypassing all the values and everything, right? But I won't be satisfied with such a thing. I won't be satisfied with such a thing. So therefore, my advice to you is that's why I told you my achievement oriented. Yeah, I'm achievement oriented. That's true, but within a certain framework, within a certain value framework. So therefore, please, what I'm advising you is try to be such an independent individual who is a decision maker. Maybe your job related decisions, maybe your academic decisions, maybe your personal life decisions. Take your decisions, but not random decisions, because you are undergraduates, management undergraduates especially. So you know how to make a decision in a proper way. Get information, take information, but don't take decision from others. So others will give their story. It should not be your story. According to your story, please make your decision. And then if you fail, don't regret. First attempt might be a failure. Don't worry. Don't worry. So there are ups and downs. Maybe the second time up, you might come up, and then again you might go down. So those are general things. Fine, don't worry. So therefore, at the end of the day, evaluate yourself, see whether you're satisfied with what you have achieved. Not materialistic, might not be kind of in terms of properties, wealth, or anything. No, your satisfaction, your happiness is your achievement. Your happiness. If you are happy with what you have achieved, that's it.
So being an individual, independent person or being a decision maker is what is important, I think. That's what I learned.
Exactly.
With that, we wrap up this second episode of Light of FMF. Do subscribe our official YouTube channel and join us for more exciting content in the coming weeks. Thank you and stay safe.